Hi, this is Devi Devyani, your English teacher. Hello everyone, so I am here with a new chapter that is The Portrait of a Lady by Kushwant Singh. It is from class 11 and the book name is Hornbill. So let me move something about the writer. So he is a famous novelist, lawyer, journalist and a politician. By nationality he is an Indian and his birth date is February 2, 1915. He died at the age of 84 and he belonged to Hadali, that is British India, which is now in Punjab, Pakistan. And his father name was Sir Sobha Singh and his spouse name was Kawal Malik. And as you can see that his children name is also written. One is Rahul Singh and Mala Singh, and he died on March 20, 1999. This particular chapter in which we are going to know about a very emotional relationship between a grandmother and a grandson. And here he has given a portrait of or I can say a picture of a joint family, how a joint family lives in the country called India. The portrait of a lady, here you can see, gives us a picture of human relationship in a joint family. It is a realistic account of how the grandparents give all their time, attention, and love to their grandchildren. In this lesson, the author describes his relationship with his grandmother over the years. He pens down her daily activities and how she evolved as a character as time passed away. He explains her appearance, which helps create an image in the reader's mind. In other words, the story is the loving tribute from a grandson to a grandmother. So now here you are going to learn that how Kushwant Singh, who is the grandson over here, is paying his love to his grandmother, and his grandmother is now no more, and what was the relationship, how they shared their emotional bonding, that is being written over here in this chapter. A very emotional, but yet there are many things to learn in this chapter. So let us start the chapter. The author remembers his grandmother as an old lady like anyone's grandmother. So here he thinks that obviously when we think about our grandmother or grandfather, or I can say our grandparents, we generally think as them as an old character because we never have seen them in their young, or I can say in their youth. So he also thinks the same. He believes her to be eternally old and finds it extremely hard to accept that she was once young or that she played games as a child. So now you can see in this two picture I have given one of an old woman and a young woman. So here the author compares that there won't be any time where his grandmother, who is so old, who is so pale and grey, she might not be ever a young girl or young child ever. Just like the way he used to play, she might not be doing the same, because the day when Kushwant Singh, the author of this story, has seen his grandmother, she is always a old lady with wrinkled face. As far back as his memory went, she was fat, short, and had wrinkles all over her face. So, obviously, whenever we think, just as before I said, that the lady was having wrinkled face, so obviously we can never think that this lady could be a beautiful young lad ever. She walked around the house with a slight stoop, praying soundlessly with a rosary in her hand. Now, obviously, in this time of the time when Kushwant Singh is describing all this thing, people traditionally think that doing this kind of activities like praying God all the time could lead that way to heaven very clear. So that is why it is a tradition that old women used to have the beads in their hand and they go on counting the name of the God anytime they want. She always wore white and was peaceful, calm as a sight as snow-covered mountain in winter. So as we know, a snow-covered mountain seems very peaceful and very divine. So author is comparing his grandmother like the mountains covered with snow. Very beautiful, yet they have a lot of flaws, but still, then her purity attracts everyone. She was having this rosary in her hand. She was a wrinkled faced lady. She was having white hair with white clothes, but still, then it seems very attractive, just like as pure as a snow mountain. The author declares that his grandmother was never pretty. She was definitely beautiful. The thing is that here the author says that she is not pretty by look, but she is beautiful. Now we must be thinking that beautiful and pretty are obviously something which is appreciated by eyes, but yes, here the author says beauty is not seen by eyes. It is something that he feels for his grandmother. So what he feels that even though the grandmother is not having a pretty face, her face might be the wrinkled one, the pale one, having gray hairs, not like the normal people used to have. She is an old lady, but still then she is way more beautiful. Beautiful in the sense of emotion, beautiful in the sense of the purity that she has in her relationship. As a child, the author lived with his grandmother in their village, and while his parent lived in city. His grandmother used to dress him up, give him breakfast, and also drop him to the village school every day. Now here, as Kushwant Singh's parents were living in city, so city life is not that much easier, in which you can have everything. So for them to cope up with the city life, they have done one thing. They gave Kushwant Singh to his grandmother for looking after him for a while, so that they could manage their life in the city. So Kushwant Singh was enjoying his village life with his grandmother, and his grandmother used to dress him up, give him breakfast, and also she laid him to go to school that is there in the village. After school, they walked back home together, feeding the village dog. And while he learned the alphabet in his class, she read scriptures in the temple attached to his school. Now, at the time when they used to go to school, the author was going to school for reading, and he used to read over there, whereas the grandmother sit beside the temple which is near to the school, and she used to go on learning the scriptures, and going for learning some traditional or religious book. And while they came back to their house, at that time they used to feed stray dogs with the stale breads they were having. Things, however, began to change when the author's parents brought them to the life of city. So the fact is that there was a time when the author's parents thought that they should come to the lead a life in city, so they went for that. And when they did it, there was lot of change which started to discontinue the relationship of the grandson with the grandmother. In the city, there was no stray dog to feed, so the grandmother took to feeding sparrows in the courtyard of the house. So, obviously, at that time, it was just like a habit, or I can say it is said that we must feed to the animals, because obviously, just think that how lovely this lady is, how kind hearted this lady is. That when she was there in the village, she used to feed the dogs, but at the time of living in the city, where stray dogs are just not there. So, for that reason, she started feeding the sparrows, because in somewhere she was having a thinking that animals didn't get sufficient food, so let them feed her. So, she used to feed them every time. Though he shared a room with his grandmother, the author went to school by bus and studied modern subject. So here in this particular time, we can say that here the author is trying to say that how grandmother and this grandson Kushwant Singh were drifting away, because when it was in village they used to share the room just like the way they are sharing room in city, but they also have other times with each other as well, like moving to the school with each other, sitting over there and studying over there. But this time he was going by bus alone, and he was going to study modern subject in which the grandmother may not help. And as he was traveling by bus, so the grandmother has to stay alone in the home. Thus, the author's grandmother could neither accompany him to the school nor help him with his studies. This, coupled with the fact that the school had no religious instruction, made her unhappy. Now, in this particular slide, I can say that here the author is trying to say that as this kind of things prevailed in city life, that they were not allowed to move with grandmother, and obviously the subject that are being taught is not in a known way to the grandmother. So, what this grandmother did, suddenly she started drifting away because she was now no more accompanying him to his school, and also she was not able to understand, so that she could make understand his little grandson the subjects that are being taught in school. The one thing the grandmother didn't like about the school is that the school was not teaching any religious thing to any of the person. So she wanted that, like in school, village, on the school that is there in the village was teaching some religious instruction. Here in this modern society, the world of modern life is not teaching any instruction on their religions. In her opinion, music was only for beggars or dancing girls. She was also aghast to hear that they taught music at school. So, in case of that time, people used to think that music or dancing is for some kind of wrong thing that are being said to these people, because good status people do not go for singing and all, they are for beggars and the brothels. So at that time, obviously, the grandmother thought that this is the worst thing that the school is teaching, and she was way more angry for the school because they were teaching music to this particular person, and this particular person is in hand of her grandmother, of his grandmother, and his grandmother used to teach him lot of things rather than music. Whereas now she is seeing that that school is teaching music, which is not good at all according to her thinking. This comprehensively snapped whatever remained in their friendship. Later, when the author started going to university, he was given a separate room in the house. Now, as soon as the author went up becoming young, he went to university. At that time, due to his privacy, the author was given a separate room. Now, at this time, the grandmother and the grandson were separated physically. Here, let them be in a one house, but still then they were staying in different rooms, and this led their relationship drifting away more. He is now staying in his room, he is maintaining his privacy because he is there in the university now. The grandmother became more reclusive and spent her entire day sitting by her spinning wheel and reciting prayers. Now, as the day went away, the grandmother became more lonely. She didn't have any friend left. So she used to spend all her time while in the spinning wheel or by reciting prayers. The high point of her day now was the half hour she spent feeding sparrows in the afternoon. So the time where she was not alone was the only time when she fed the sparrows. The sparrow were the only friends left with her, because his son and son's wife were busy, and now her grandson is now also busy in his studies, and the only thing remained with her is the loneliness. And to face this loneliness, she started doing friendship with the sparrows. The little birds surrounded her, chirruping loudly and eating little bits of bread. Now, here she used to feed them breads, and in that particular time, the birds used to sing song, they used to go on chatting. So the fact is that she was enjoying her lonely time with the sparrows only. The time came when, even though living in one house was not possible, it is the time when the author has to live abroad because he has to go for higher studies. After his university education, the author went abroad for his higher studies. Contrary to the author's expectation, she remained unemotional and just kissed him on his forehead when she saw him off. Now, the fact is that here, when the author was leaving for abroad, he was thinking that will I be ever able to see my grandmother again? Because she is so old now, and it might take around 4 or 5 years to complete my higher studies. And at that time, it was not possible to communicate with each other because at that time there was no mobile phone, no phone, anything. It was only the ways for writing a letter that may reach after 20 days or maybe after a week. So it was impossible to know that whether his grandmother is still there or not. So he was having a very emotional feeling that while leaving, should I be able to see her again or not? But in this case, the emotion of the grandmother was way more different because she is now a matured woman. She has already faced the loneliness of life. She has already faced the path in which her grandson was drifted away with the busy schedule of the life. So she just remained unemotional, but still then she kissed his forehead, the author's forehead, to see him off. Given her age, the author was unsure if he would see her again or not. So as I said, that all the time the author was thinking that whether I will be able to see her again or not. The day came when she received him at the station after 5 years. There was no change in her, neither in her looks nor in her behavior. Now, this time after 5 years, Kushwant Singh came back to his country, and at that time he was surprised to saw that his grandmother was still standing over there with the same attire and with the same look, same beauty. Nothing was changed in her behavior. She still loves like anything. And when she dropped down, she greeted him like anything. He was there standing surprised that he was able to see her after 5 years. However, on his first evening back home, the author's grandmother broke her routine and celebrated his homecoming. She sang for hours on end with other ladies from the neighborhood. Now, for his warm welcome, the grandmother was so happy that she called up all the ladies and they went on singing the whole evening for the welcoming of his little grandson, who is now a big man who has educated himself well. He is a well educated person now. So she was so happy to see this. The road or the path that was been taken by his grandson, the little grandson to whom she used to dress him up, she used to give the breakfast and whatnot. So she was overwhelmed with the emotion that yes, now his little boy is grown up and he is there with her. The next morning, she fell ill. While the doctor assured the family that she would be better soon, the old lady declared that those were her last hours. Now, on the next day, when it was the day when the author might have a talk with this lovely lady, but she fell ill because at that age it was the time she might be fell ill. It's a very normal thing, but at that time when the author came back after 5 years and he overwhelmedly welcomed her like anything, after that the day came, the next day, when he fell ill. When she fell ill, she was there to declare that it was the last hour, whereas the doctor said that she could be better. But she declared it. Why? Because the loneliness was killing her like anything. She refused to talk to anyone and demanded that she be left alone to pray. Here she really wanted to be alone because she has already spent her life alone. No one was there to talk, no one was there to take care of. So she was already has the habit, or I can say she was that much mature that she thought that even though her son or her son's wife or her grandson were busy in their life, she has to manage it. And at the end, she wanted to pray because she wanted to get away with a very strong will that she is going to heaven. As she laid in the bed praying inaudible as always, she passed away. This time, when she was praying like the way she used to pray, which is not audible at all, this time her rosary fell off and she passed away. The author's family placed her body on the floor, covered it with the clothes, and left to make funeral arrangements. Now, this time they were leaving the dead body over there because all were busy in the arrangement for the next rituals that is going to be taken place. And when they returned, to their surprise, they saw that thousands of silent sparrows surrounded the dead body. As you can see, that thousands of sparrows were sitting on her body and as well as side by her. They are those sparrows to whom the grandmother used to feed once. The sparrows are in the mood of condolence. They were not having any feelings left. They were so emotionally attached with this lovely lady, that lady which is compared with this white snow mountain, the kind hearted lady who used to feed them every day. The sparrows were having the feeling of sorrow. They were feeling very bad that this person is now no longer going to feed them. And by seeing these sparrows, the mother of the author went away and she brought some breadcrumbs. She threw it away so that the sparrow might feed on them. But the sparrows were still there. They didn't took a notice of any of the breadcrumbs that were the author's mother scattered on the floor, and flew away just as quietly as they sat once the body was taken away for the last rites. Now, the relationship here states that how these little birds who were so attached with this lovely lady were praying for her to be in the heaven. So when the mother also gave the breadcrumbs, they didn't notice at all. They were staying until and unless she is taken away for the next ritual or she was taken away for her cremation. And after she is taken away, they all flew away. So this was the end of the story. So let me highlight some values that were there in the chapter. In this chapter, the highlighting values were love and protect the elderly. Through the chapter, we learn how the grandmother gradually started drifting away from her grandson as well as the other family member. So, as you know, that grandparents or your parents need your time, they need the love. So, when you start going in your busy life, they start to maintain. So, we should give us time, a little bit of time at least in a particular day, because when a person is with us, we might think that she will stay or he will stay with us for lifelong, and we think that today if we haven't given a 5 minute, tomorrow we may give. So as it is said, tomorrow never comes. So we don't go on giving the time without the knowledge that what the person might be feeling. So while being busy in our life, we have given them a life of loneliness. Give company to the elderly. We should never let our parents or grandparents feel lonely. We should treat them with love and give attention to their needs. Now, they too have needs because they are living beings, still have a life. So, it is our responsibility and duty to show them the love that we have. Compassion for birds and animals. The chapter also teaches us the importance of being compassionate towards birds and other animals. So, in the chapter, you might have seen that the old lady was giving bread to the stray dogs, and as well as when she was in city, she started feeding the little birds, sparrows. Here, the chapter says that as we show love to our nearest and dearest, we have to show the love to the birds and animals as well. And you can see how they gave back the love and the emotion that the lovely lady gave them. The lovely lady gave them feeding, the lovely lady gave them the care and the emotion, and the sparrow were there at the place to give that particular emotion back. So, this is what the story says about a story which portray a beautiful relationship, an emotional relationship of a grandson with grandmother, and how a grandmother understand and shows her maturity, and she lives her life all alone because she wanted to see her grandson doing something more. How she fed the animals and birds so that they could live their life as well. What a kind lady she is. So, this is what the story tells about. I hope that this story might have cleared your doubt about this chapter and might have given you the proper idea about the chapter. So, please like, share, and comment so that I'll be encouraged to give another video on it. Thank you.